Captain's log, September 7th, 2475. Timothy Kurtz, captain of the U.S.V. Venture. Wait, what? Forgot to start this thing. Captain's log, September 7th, 2475. Timothy Kurtz, captain of the U.S.V. Venture. Has anyone seen my notes?
Here, Captain. You left them in your captain's chair, next to your cup holder.
Why are we still using paper? And where is that music coming from?
I have no idea, sir.
Should we start over?
I'll just keep going. Let's see, we have been tasked with seeking out a new source of the powerful element, Promethium-147, as Earth's supply of the material is running drastically low. Like a dinging sound in a passenger car a few centuries ago, low, like you need more fuel and your car is complaining.
That's what you mean by low?
That's what I mean. The good news is, we believe there's a possible abundance of the element on a remote planet known simply as Epsilon 27 on the outer rim of the Milky Way. It may be true. It may be gossip. It could even be a ruse, but we gotta check it out.
Did you say a ruse, Captain?
I did.
Like an action intended to deceive someone?
Yes, that kind of ruse.
What do we know about this planet, Captain?
Very little, Sock. We don't even know if they have a convenience store. Or fidget spinners, for that matter.
Fascinating. You must be reading more history books.
Just a few visits to the prismatic platform.
So you visit the past?
I do. Very little is known about the surrounding systems, but some recent scans of the quadrant indicate a high likelihood of large quantities within the planet's crust. It is our sincere hope to...
Sir, I'm picking up a distress signal.
So many interruptions. Come on, Lieutenant Ihearya. I was in the middle of my captain's monologue. Mono, that means one. Log, that means fuel. I don't know how they connect. You and Sock keep interrupting me. This is a very important part of my morning routine. You know that. All you two can do is yak. Yakety yak, yak, yak.
I appreciate your concern, Captain.
Don't talk back.
But I thought you'd want to know.
I guess. But I was just getting to the dramatic part. Well, there's always tomorrow. We will be here tomorrow. Right, Sock?
We should be, sir.
Ihearya, where is the signal coming from?
I hear the coordinates, sir.
On screen. What can you tell me, Mr. Checkout?
I'm not sure, Captain. The coordinates would suggest the signal to be coming from... the Kendrick? But that doesn't make sense. That space station was decommissioned years ago. Sources indicate she's been abandoned for some time and is awaiting demolition.
I don't think I understood a word he said. That's interesting, Checkout. Commander Sock, what do you make of it?
I am subtly intrigued, Captain. There is no logical reason a signal of any kind should be emanating from the station. It is standard procedure for decommissioned vessels of any kind to remove all communication systems and relays, thereby preventing...
Did they have a sale on words? Yes, I know the procedure, Sock. But what does it all mean?
It would appear the station is not as abandoned as we thought.
Oh, very insightful, Commander.
Thank you, Captain.
That was sarcasm, Sock. You do know what sarcasm means.
Indeed, Captain. Sarcasm is the use of irony to mock or convey contempt. Oh.
Mr. Yoohoo, drop us out of warp and adjust our heading accordingly. We're going to the Kendrick to investigate.
Yes, sir. Right away. Heading Mark 187. We should be there within the hour.
Thank you, Mr. Yoohoo. Lieutenant Ihearya, alert Dr. McShy. There may be need of medical assistance. Have him go to the docking bay. We'll board the vessel and find out what's going on.
Of course, sir. Can I take a picture of your dramatic pose? With the perfect hair?
Oh, that would be good for social media. Say, that's good. Post this, would you? Oh, and send it to me. It'll make a great profile pic.
If I may, Captain, docking with the station is likely impossible. Another standard procedure for decommissioned vessels is that all docking bay doors be sealed in order
Yes, of course you're right, Sock. Why didn't I think of that before? don't answer that. What this means is that we'll need to beam aboard. Terrific. That's so much cooler than just walking. It's time to bring out the big boy toys.
Indeed, sir.
Ihearya, tell the good doctor to meet us in the transporter room instead. And alert Mr. Scotch, so he'll expect us.
Right away, Captain.
Arm yourself, Sock, just in case. Set your pointer to stupefy.
Pointer on stupefy, sir.
All right, let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Mr. Yoohoo, you have the gun.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Captain.
He always gets to be in charge. It's not very fair.
That's because people can actually understand what I'm saying.
Now wait just a minute.
Nope, still don't know what you're saying. It's all blah-ditty blah blah blah.
I am just as capable as you are.
Blah. That's all I'm hearing.
Mr. Scotch, are you ready to beam us down to Kendrick?
Right. Nearly there, Captain. Just a few minor adjustments to the teleporter particle stabilizer, and she'll be right as rain.
Are you sure? Now, the last time I beamed, both my pinky toes were left here on the teleporter pad.
Like little ugly marshmallows with claws.
Oh, that was one time. And I can assure you, Dr. McShy, that the problem has been fixed. Besides, they were reattached.
My toes still don't feel quite right.
That explains the penguin walk.
What?
So has this been a problem for you?
Some of the crew have taken to calling me Toes.
Toes? That doesn't seem logical.
Toes. People have to get their nicknames from somewhere. I've heard it. I like it.
Well, I'm not sure I do.
There we are. Fit as a fiddle, right as rain, finer than rat Muellen hair.
An excellent example of metaphors, Mr. Scotch. Or is that an idiom? Possibly a hyphen. I always get them mixed up. Shall we, gentlemen?
After you, Doctor.
If I must.
Come now, Toes. This will be an adventure.
Adventure. More likely to die on some forsaken planet.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Scotch.
Aye, aye, sir. Beaming in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome aboard the Kendrick, gentlemen. Our initial scans didn't show any signs of life on board, but we should... Dr. McShy, what are you doing?
Huh? Oh, nothing, Tim. Just making sure my toes stay attached.
I can assure you, Doctor, that the teleportation process is quite safe. What you experienced was a rare anomaly that can be easily explained by
Anomaly, my foot.
Yes, I believe your foot was indeed the anomaly.
You fellas really need to knock off all the interrupting. We've got a job to do, and I've got all kinds of words to say.
Well then, say them, Captain.
I will. We should still check the vessel for whoever left this distress signal. Sock, you check the station's computer for any clues as to who might have been calling for help. You can shut down the signal as well. It's getting on my nerves.
Acknowledged and understood, Captain.
Toes, you explore Corridor 1. That should be the barracks and the docking bay. Check for anything out of the ordinary. I'll take the other wing, down Corridor 2.
I am restoring auxiliary power, so the doors should now operate and allow you access throughout the station.
I'll let you know what I find.
Stay on your toes. Toes.
Good gravy.
Toes. Ha! Literally, figuratively, and a nickname. All in one greeting. I am so amused. Keep in touch, Sock. Let me know what you discover.
Just a moment, Captain. According to the Kendrick's computer, the distress signal did not actually originate from this vessel's systems, but rather came from an outside source, transferred to the Kendrick via a data transfer.
Wow, that was a lot of words, Mr. Sock. Let me see if I can summarize. someone has been aboard the station, bringing a distress signal with them, and uploaded it to the ship's computer?
It does appear to be the case, Captain.
Would it have been so hard to say that?
Yes, I believe it would. The thought almost causes me pain.
Kurt the Venture. Lieutenant Ihearya, come in.
I hear you, sir.
Lieutenant, are you still receiving a distress signal from the Kendrick?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Is there any kind of recorded message embedded in the signal?
Negative, sir. I've scanned it multiple times. It's just a standard repeating distress beacon.
Thank you, Lieutenant. That's all. Signal must mean something, but what? Is there anything in the ship's log that can offer a clue?
I'm afraid I don't see any.
What was that?
Unknown, sir. Activating the ship's log seems to have triggered some sort of atomizer device. It seems to be spraying a concentrated...
It's a booby trap?
A rather simplistic classification, but yes, Captain.
Who would do something like that? And why?
I believe the more pressing question would be, what did you just inhale? And how will it affect you?
I was just going to suggest that.
Are you feeling adequate, Captain?
Yes. Why you ask?
You are suddenly sweating profusely, Captain, and you appear to be producing copious amounts of saliva. You're drooling uncontrollably.
There's McShy. Those. Are you there?
Good gravy, man. Already? What is it?
Doctor, come back to the bridge immediately. We've been infected with something.
Captain, please, get a hold of yourself.
Sorry.
What did you say? Is it slurry? I mean, what does that mean?
I believe it is an apology under the influence of a rogue chemical agent, flowing freely in the environs of our immediate vicinity. Simply put, help is required.
I'll be there as soon as I can. Tim?
I can my tongue splat.
Good gravy, man. You aren't making any sense. Here.
Cake of popcorn.
Didn't seem to affect you, Sock.
An appropriate observation, Doctor.
Just wondered why.
I'd like to think I'm above petty mind manipulation, Doctor, and I have never drooled.
Now, you two just mambo in the banana patch for once. Scary hang glider from Moon Bay. Might need a second dose. Knock it down.
One more should do it.
Ooh, pointy.
This is Marcus Tansling, final caretaker of this station. I must sincerely apologize for any inconvenience you experienced. My son apparently finds it amusing to lure the unexpecting to this station and subject them to his speech-altering agent. His mother and I are tired of cleaning up all the drool. You know kids.
What ill effects might the captain experience?
None that we've noticed. It causes alterations in speech patterns for no more than 5 minutes, which causes my son to laugh, and then it's back to normal.
5 minutes? You jabbed me 3 times, McShy.
Oh, sorry, Tim.
You can rest assured we will have another talk with our son. Please accept our apologies.
I accept your apology, Tansling, and I offer forgiveness.
Which I freely accept.
Scotch, it appears our work here is done. Transport.
Aye, aye, sir.
Other than a few mumbled words,
And an enormous amount of drool.
this was an adventure I hadn't expected, but have come to appreciate.
I'm just glad you're okay, Captain.
I hear you. Thanks.
What do you think you'll remember most from this experience, Captain?
That forgiving is just as important as saying, I'm sorry.
So if I said I was sorry for interrupting you in this morning's monologue?
It would make sense for me to forgive you.
And if I told Checkout that I was sorry for making fun of him,
I would say you are forgiven.
What did he say? Blah diddy blah blah blah. It looks like I need to work on that whole being sorry thing.
If I said I was sorry for jabbing you 3 times, Tim,
I would still have a sore neck. But you are forgiven.
And I'd like to apologise to Toes for leaving your toes in a transporter room once upon a beaming.
just glad you got them back where they belong. The left one still feels strange.
Anyone for a group hug?
No. I'm good.
No, I'm good. I gotta go do some medical reports or something.
It's the thought that counts, check out.
Thank you, Captain.
Captain's log, September 7th, 2475. Later in the day. Timothy Kurtz, captain of the U.S.V. Venture. We explored the Kendrick after a distress call. While it turned out to be a prank, we did leave with something more valuable than Promethium 147, which we did not find in any substantial quantity, mostly because we forgot to look. Forgiveness. This is something we need on this journey into deep space. We will get on each other's nerves.
Like Yoohoo does to me on a daily basis.
I'm being interrupted again.
Oh, sorry, Captain.
I'm sure you'll be more careful in the future, right?
Yes, Captain.
I'm sorry I spoke in a sarcastic tone, Sock.
Didn't hurt my feelings a bit, Captain. I don't seem to have any.
I've noticed. And Dr. McShy, I'm sorry I said your toes looked like marshmallows with claws.
Good gravy. I've looked and they do.
We will be together for a long time. Every adventure will find people listening to us that we can't see and don't know.
That's disturbing, Captain. Do you think they're listening now?
We explore and we learn. We seek and we find. We visit space stations and talk funny. These are the voyages of the U.S.V. Venture. To eagerly pursue a future humans have previously been unwilling to explore. It's our job to... Mr. Sock, what's another word for explore?
Traverse.
Thanks, I'll go with that. It's our job to traverse unusual, remarkable planets, seek out new humanoid-like creatures, and remember that, unlike Alaska, this may really be the last frontier.
Thank you for listening to Venture, brought to you by Eternal Future Productions. This episode was written by Glenn Hascall, directed by Alicia Hansen, sound design by Lee Stang, music composed by Frank Ulle, and mastered by PJ Rasmussen. Our cast includes Jonathan Cooke as Captain Kurtz and Yoohoo, Rose Hunt Person as Lieutenant Ihearya, Greg Hart as Commander Sock, Dominic Treis as Checkout, Daniel Cross as Scotch and Dr. McShy, and Jonathan Winstead as Marcus Tansling. If you enjoyed Venture, please visit EternalFutureProductions.com to find more of our content. Also, please consider donating to help keep our productions going.